Todd Crawford, and we're here today to talk about bridle reins and what kind of bridle rein you would choose to ride your horse in for the show. In a rein cow horse event, the Rommel reins are legal equipment, okay? You can't show in split reins, rope reins, anything else. In the high school rodeo event, you can show in split reins if you care. I want to talk about the advantages of showing with the Rommel reins. And the biggest part of the advantage is that I can use my free hand to shorten and help me adjust my bridle reins. So as I'm going through the reining and I need to shorten my reins, it's very easy for me to lift my free hand and pull the bridle reins through my hand to get shorter, all right? Or to let those reins, again, slide back through my hand to be longer. I'll show you a set of split reins here in a moment, but with the split reins, because you're only allowed to show with one hand, you can't crawl your fingers up those bridle reins near as fast as what I can if I use my free hand to adjust them. So that's why the Rommel reins provide you a great advantage in showing in a cow horse class, because a lot of times going down the fence, things are happening fast and you need to be able to shorten up and lengthen very quickly without the time to crawl your fingers up the bridle reins. So another important advantage of the Rommel reins is no matter whether you're in the rein work or the cow work, because these reins are tied together, there's no way that I can drop a rein. With split reins that aren't tied together, if you were showing one-handed and you were crawling up those reins, it's much easier to have a bridle rein drop out of your hand where you would be kind of stuck and in a dangerous position because your horse step on the bridle rein, flip his head up, and he's liable to hit you in the mouth. Okay, I got a pair of split reins on now. With the split reins in high school rodeo, you can show one-handed as such with one finger between the bridle reins, or you can show two-handed, okay? We made it two-handed so that everybody had a shot at competing. Again, you can show in any kind of a legal AQHA bridle, AQHA legal curb strap, which would be a chain curb strap, or a leather curb strap. If you're going to show split reins two-handed, I would recommend that you bridge your bridle reins over across your horse's neck, or you have one rein going across. That way, if you would happen to drop one, you would still have, your bridle rein would be across the neck and you still would have a chance to pick it up. Versus if you didn't have them bridged and you dropped the bridle rein, you might be again stuck. Obviously, because you're allowed to show two-handed, there is somewhat of an added advantage of having the two hands to help your horse. A horse that is showed through the event one-handed will generally score above a horse that is ridden two-handed with the same kind of run. So it's going to be a higher degree of difficulty to show your horse one-handed than two-handed. So if you decide to ride with two hands, I would recommend that you do it with split reins, because with the split reins, you'll have the ability to get your hands a little wider apart, which you may need to enable to pull your horse's head around. With the Rommel reins, a lot of times they're short enough where it makes it a little harder. You can't get your hands wide enough. So you certainly may want to at least test and see if you can get your hands wide enough. Use the Rommel reins at home with two hands a little before you might try it. Again, they have advantages over using one hand because you can shorten and lengthen your reins easily, but if you're using two, they are constricted or tied together here in the middle, which sometimes makes it more difficult to get your hands wide enough to be able to get your horse's head pulled. So again, it's a higher degree of difficulty to show one-handed versus two-handed, and you will be scored accordingly. If you show well through one-handed, you're going to be scored higher than a horse that is showed through two-handed.
For more tips from the Bluebonnet ambassadors, visit bluebonnetfeeds.com.